Shop World Headquarters.
Sorry I'm late. Traffic was terrible.
Starting the board meeting in a second. What's up?
Somewhere in the Cayman Islands.
Man, I'll tell you what, that new headquarters building is
All right, sounds good. Yeah, Ryan's here.
incredible.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. That was Doug. Anyway, so he was asking, I said, he was looking at maybe building it next to Belgi's hangar.
Mhm.
I said, offhand, this is a new one for me, but offhand, this is, I don't see any reason why not. It's not spoken for. There's water, sewer there.
Mhm.
Let's, come in, let's look at the plans. And then I says, if you want to know the procedure, talk to Ryan. He's just been through it
Yeah.
all. So he
Yeah.
knows it all, what to do.
Okay,
But obviously, there's gonna need to be a survey done
right.
and all that, so that we know what size of the lot is and such, so that we can figure out, what the land fee would be. And he knows there's permitting.
It's already changed, but it wasn't changed for this meeting.
Looked like a pretty nice.
I was a day, I was a day late getting them the information, so.
I wonder if he was gonna
Loaded in
put it
for
on
this
his
one and
property.
this
I
one.
think he's got a place in Michigan.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Are we waiting on Bruce?
No, we can
No,
start.
We can start as soon as we get Andy to sit down.
Yeah.
So Tom, is that your bunker that you've built now, or is it an office tower somewhere?
It's on Middleton Run Road.
This is what the guy was talking about building.
40 feet below ground.
Let him build it and sell it.
Impervious to nuclear strikes.
We'll call this meeting to order. Karen, if you would call the roll.
Will Doug Thorne,
Yes.
Tim Reeser,
Here.
Tom Schaff.
Yes.
All right, first on the agenda would be approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Move.
Second.
Moved in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Roll call.
Roll call, I'm sorry, because Mr. Shaw is.
Boy, and I thought this was gonna be a better meeting with you at the helm.
Sorry,
Over yet.
Tom,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Doug.
yes. Thank you for correcting me on that issue. Next item would be the approval of minutes from the February 25, 2026 meeting. Copies of those minutes were sent to the board members prior to the meeting for their review. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as submitted?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any additions, corrections? Revisions? Hearing none. Karen, please call the roll.
Tim,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Minutes are approved. Do those for our party secretary to execute. All right. Next item on the agenda would be approval of claims in the amount of $187,896.12. Those two were sent to the board members prior to the meeting. Do we have a motion to approve claims as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments on the claims? Hearing none. Can I please call the roll?
Tom,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Claims have been approved. And now, no further ado, we turn to the airport manager's report.
All right.
Mr. Andy Jones.
Yes, thank you. Welcome, everybody. Got a lot going on. More and more equipment is arriving. Seems like every week for the air traffic control tower. So I'm still hopeful, within the next 30 days or so, we'll be able to fire that thing up. That said, we're still operating just on one frequency. Speaking of the tower, we're continuing to have challenges with staffing. That's going to be even more complicated with Michael Judd's recently informing me that he's moving on. Michael is the chief controller right now. He's accepted a position at O'Hare, a training
Ooh.
position. It's a new position, so they're not quite ready for him to go yet, so it could be another month or so before he moves on. But I'll be sorry to see him go. He's been a great asset to the airport. He's the go-to guy when I need any kind of technical information or anything that might have updated over the years in terms of policies, procedures we should know about. And if he doesn't know the answer, he's got the resource for it, so he'll be greatly missed. So that leaves us with just one full-time controller, one part-time. That said, I talked to Hank. Hank worked here for many years as a full-time air traffic controller. He is willing to go full-time again. So that somewhat of a savings, but still, we're gonna have challenges, staffing the tower. So just be aware that some point here in the near future, we'll have a schedule or some kind of a plan for being able to schedule that more hours, but we just don't have it in place yet. There's just too many balls in the air. I'm still exploring the possibility of seeing if our tower could become a contract tower by a third party. Gets a grant from the FAA, provides their own controllers, they pay those controllers. Actually would be a significant budget savings to the city. Just would take, the control of the manpower away from the city and be the responsibility of a contract tower company. There's a lot more to it than that, but just wanted to get that on your radar. That's something we are looking at. Who knows, that process could take, up to a year to happen, but it is something that we're looking into. The new roof has been installed on the old Talos hangar. That was a capital budget item. The roof leaked a number of different places. Of course, when they tore off the roof, it needed, some of the wood needed to be replaced, which is not surprising considering nobody really knows how old it is, but at least 50. So there's a change order that had to be initiated, which you'll talk about later. But anyway, it's up and it's now, we've inspected it. It's not leaking, so that's a good sign. See, we've also, they're also continuing with the repairs or the maintenance that's required to finish for us to accept and sign off on the acceptance of the new 70 series hangar. There were a number of leaks that we noticed after a heavy rainstorm. So they've been working down there this week, I think, on addressing those. There were leaks, water was coming in from under the walls in certain places and through the roof. So I've no doubt that New Tech will take care of that, but we'll have more rain coming this later, I think, the next few days. So we'll be sure and check it again. Be sure before we sign off on it that it's, and that's how they want it too, I'm sure, that it's going to be dry in there. We noticed another problem associated with the lightning strike. The generators that come on when there's a loss of power. There are two generators here at the airfield, one for the air traffic control tower. The second is for the airfield lighting. The one for the airfield lighting, which is located just 10 feet away from the electrical vault, which sustained a lot of damage from lightning, as did the gate, which is right there too. Well, it didn't come on, prompted us to call contractor, take a look at it. They determined that without a doubt that there was damage to some circuit boards and other things associated with surge. So we had them write a report. We provided to the insurance company. They've accepted that it's an expense we could associate with lightning, and they've authorized payment. And it wasn't an expensive fix. It's what, Karen, over 10,000?
Just a little over 9,000.
Okay, so not inexpensive. So, but it's good news, bad news, we'll say. Then this past week we had the pre-construction conference meeting with BF&S and with the inspector for BF&S, and then also the contractors are going to be doing the rehabilitation of runway 1836. So there's a number of things I could send you the notes from that meeting if you're interested, but there's a number of things that were discussed.
It's already been sent to them.
So, so you're good. So you already have that. So anyway, so you know what happened as long as you read that, but we're anxious to get that project started. And with that, I think that's all I have, other than just make a notation that we're all aware, I'm sure, of the tragic accident that happened in LaGuardia. Of course, that heightens everyone's awareness about following policies and procedures in regards to operating in aircraft movement areas. We are instigating additional training, retraining of all our employees here with the city,
Instituting, right?
asking them to review this comprehensive guide to safe driving on airport surfaces. We're going to be scheduling some time with the fire department down here. The captain of Station 7 contacted me. They also would like to do, because they have new firefighters going in and out there all the time, and they infrequently respond to the airport. So they want to do additional training on maneuvering around the airfield. So that's all good. So probably talk with our FBO too about maybe some training. I don't know how often they have new drivers with the fuel trucks. You know, when we were a FAR Part 139 certified airport, there was required training to watch it. Anybody who operated an aircraft movement area had to watch a training video once a year and sign off on that. We may ask those who are approved to operate, you know, across the runway to take a look at that again, brush up on it, including our own staff, just so we can, you know, try to dot all the i's and cross the t's. Also, Karen and I worked at developing a new map of the airport that we're going to be providing to these first responders, in addition to having a post-accident meeting associated with the aircraft crash we had a few weeks ago, which clearly designates aircraft movement areas, taxiways, Bravo, or taxiways, connectors, runways, and all the buildings that are here. It's totally, this hadn't been updated in a while. It's totally up to date now. So we'll be providing that also to all of our first responders too. So if they ever get a call or are not sure where a certain hangar is, they'll be able to refer to this map and know immediately where it is. So that concludes.
I have a
my
question.
report.
Yes, Mr. Shaw.
Andy, currently, do your maintenance people radio the tower for clearance across?
Always.
Okay,
Yeah, before any ground vehicle can move into an aircraft movement area, they have to call the tower, tell them who they are, where they are, what they want to do, and how they want to do it. The tower then responds with either approving it by reading back what they should do and how they should do it, or they'll be told to hold short or remain in place, depending. And then it's the responsibility of the ground vehicle operator then to read back the instructions he's been given by the tower. So
Okay.
there's no Roger, because Roger doesn't work here. They
gotcha.
are to read back what they heard so that there's no confusion in the communication as to what they're allowed to do. And I listen, I monitor the radio there. Everybody, even our new employees, are doing a good job of that. However, still not a bad idea to go over this pretty comprehensive manual provided by the FAA. It talks about a lot more than just operating in aircraft movement areas, and also talks a lot about how to read signs and markings and other things that they might not be totally aware of. So that answer your question?
Does, thank you.
That concludes my report.
I've got some questions for you, Andy.
Sure.
I admit I have no idea how things are operated out here, so these might be questions that you guys know the answers to. How is the tower currently staffed? How many staff members do you have?
The tower certainly has, there's staffed with 2 full-time controllers. Those are city employees, and 1 part-time controller, also a city employee.
And so is that Monday through Friday,
It's seven days a week.
7 days a week?
For certain hours.
We're not 24/7 operations though.
No, we never have been. Even when we had air carrier service, we didn't have that. When the tower closes, pilots know to switch to a different frequency, and then they broadcast in the clear, essentially. They talk to one another, and then South Bend provides air traffic control services here. When they wanna turn the light, they wanna turn the lights up, they can click the radio and the lights will come on, and then they turn off automatically. So that's the way we've been operating for many, many years. That's not out of the ordinary. It's just that the tower hours are fewer now because of staffing. Again, that information is provided to the flying community through NOTAMs, notice to all airmen that they need to check that hours of operation to know, which frequency to be on. And of course, we communicate with South Bend closely so they know too.
And then that, because we have a contract with South Bend to offer support for
We do.
air traffic control here.
Right.
And is
Right.
that on a, as needed basis, or is that on, they can monitor the air traffic here, even if we're staffed, and they can still offer that?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Um,
Okay, that's it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, that agreement was, hi, Bruce. That agreement was recently renewed. It's a letter of agreement between South Bend and us. Kevin, well aware of that. I know he worked on it. They went back on some of that, so. and Thanks, Bruce. for coming.
Welcome, Mr. Schreiner. I couldn't be here till 4:30, but my 3:45 was canceled. So I am here.
All's well that ends well.
That's right.
Well, also speaking of, I guess this is under my manager's report, we have a new board member. He's actually was sworn probably 20 minutes ago. His name is Eric Ivory. You know Eric
I
Ivory?
know Eric
I know you do.
quite well.
Yes, I know you.
I work for him.
Is he related to JJ?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think he is. Don't know. He was, I thought about him some time ago. And because we've known one another for a long time, but I wasn't sure about his resident, you have to be a resident of Elkhart County. And I wasn't sure, evidently he's 2 houses away from being, over the line. So he's a resident. So he meets all the statutory requirements to serve on the board. And he came out here the other day. We spent about an hour together and he agreed to serve. So he'll be at the next meeting.
It's good to hear that he's a resident of Elkhart County since he serves on the school board.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't, when I thought, I didn't, I just knew about where he lived. And I thought, is that even in the city or the county rather? So that's great. Yeah. So again, he was scheduled to be sworn in today at 4 o'clock. So hopefully that happens. So he's excited about serving.
Look forward to working with him in a different capacity. Okay, moving on to new business.
We do, Mr. President, procedurally, Kevin, do I need to step down now that there's a quorum?
You want to
Without-
leave, don't you?
Huh?
You don't have to leave.
No, I don't. I got nowhere to be till 6. My son's at lacrosse practice till 6, so.
You're good to stay.
There you go. All right. Next item on the agenda would be a request to ratify a lease agreement for a T Hangar 18. Do we have a motion to approve ratification? So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? Hearing none. Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. We've got Bruce's signature line here since I was not supposed to be here.
And, agenda item number 2, I forgot to put the word ratification. So
Okay.
it's a hangar 33 roof replacement change order to ratify. and
Ratify
sign.
also.
Yes. Apologize.
Karen, did I vote? Or did I get distracted?
You did.
I did.
Yes,
Just checking.
yeah.
Thank you. All right, motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be a request to ratify a change order related to hangar 33 roof. Do you have a motion to approve that proposed change order, confirmation of the change order? So moved.
Second,
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I might just say, Bruce, prior to you getting, I touched on this a little bit during the manager's report. When they tore off that old roof on that hangar, the rafters, all wooden rafters, they were all rotted. A bunch of them were all rotted. There's no way they could attach that new roof to them. So that's what the change order is for. They went and bought new lumber and replaced it. I mean, I went up there on the ladder, looked myself and I was like, no, it's got, you can't attach to that, so. And there's no way to know that until you tear it off, so those are expected.
I just have a question on this and it's probably for Kevin. This change order is for $3,040. The original quote was for $11,720. It's more than 20% change order.
Yeah.
Is that acceptable per statutory bidding and procurement? Without it technically being a change in site condition, but I would assume that they could see the underdeck of the roof from the inside of the hangar,
No, not that part of it, you couldn't.
not until the. Okay,
Yeah. Get these 2x4s, there's the top part of it, not the bottom.
okay,
So it's the top part of the 2x4 that was attached to the roof that was rotted away. So probably water got in through the nail, the screw, it's probably screwed to, that's where it got in and rotted, so you couldn't see it.
and I guess as long as Kevin is comfortable with it being a change in site conditions and.
I hope so, since it's done.
Done, yeah.
That's the initial, but it's been okay. I would assume on both parts, they were good.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? Hearing none, Carrie, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. It has been approved. Next item would be solicitation of quotes and approval of quotes for the crack ceiling project. Mr. Jones,
Okay, yes,
first, we need a motion.
And also, it's approval of soliciting the quotes and approval of the quote specifications.
Thank you, Karen.
Yes.
So moved.
Second. Beat you that time.
mhm,
Been moved and seconded now.
okay. The taxiways. Some, the Ralph Bean Memorial Parking Lot, which is next to Wheels Up. The connectors, all these asphalt surfaces have significant alligator cracking on them. Just because of weather, equipment breakdowns and other, circumstances out of our control, just have not been able to keep up with those surfaces deterioration over the years. So in the aviation capital budget, we asked the mayor and common council for some funds to outsource that, to get it caught up. They did have provided some funding for that based on our best estimate over what that might cost to do. Now we're at the point where we've put together some specifications so that we can get fair and, level quotes from different entities to provide that service for us. So asking the board's approval to approve those specifications that delineates all the number of square feet that needs to be quoted. And then to be able to send those out to qualified quoters.
Right. Have a motion to solicit quotes and approve quote specifications. So we've already got a motion on the floor. Do we have any further questions of Mr. Jones?
I got questions for you.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did your quotes were those based on like BFNS? Did they provide engineering estimates for the crack ceiling or were it just prior?
No,
history?
well, we did get a couple quotes. before.
Okay.
But, just the ball, so we knew what, what the ballpark number might be. So so we have an idea, that's how we knew how much to budget.
Okay.
Okay, that said, it's not, the exact amount of what it will cost, but we have a pretty good idea now.
And then provided the requirements for this kind of work, is that something that you can source locally through like Niblock or
Likely,
Riley, or does it have to be a more specialized
I don't think
contractor?
they do it. I know the city hires. Yeah, who they hire. Asphalt restoration, they do all the crack sealing of all the city streets. They're likely gonna be one of the ones. There's another one called, what is it called? Highlight? There's another one. Weren't they a sub for one of our projects?
Highlights the painting contractor
Yeah.
that's gonna come back for your.
Right, for 927, yeah. That's another one I know that would be interested in quoting it. In fact, they called the other day and wanted to know. So there are plenty of people that will do it.
Okay.
We just need to reach out and get one that can do it.
Does it
There's
require, a-
also a hot, they gotta use the FAA spec, tar, hot tar. It's not the cold tar like they use, the city streets they could use. This is different. It's gotta be spec differently.
and can someone on staff verify that they're applying the correct material?
Absolutely. We know what it is because we bought it before.
Okay,
Yeah, that's all we've ever used out here. We have several pallets full, so once we get caught up, then we'll be able to, continue to maintain it into the future. Yep,
thank you.
good thought. Yeah, we don't want substandard material, being run through that machine in order for a cheaper price. We're back to the same place we are now in a year or two, right?
Mhm.
The good news is we won't have to fool with the 1836, Roma 1836 anymore, which some of those cracks are, Ryan, you've seen them, you can fit your foot in those things. You just run the wand down there and turn on the tar, it just goes and goes and goes.
That's
No.
not how you want to fix it.
No.
You want to
So-
fill them with sand or something.
Right.
And a vendor that does that on the regular should be able to take good care of his.
Yeah, that's gonna get milled or resurfaced with
Yeah.
brand new asphalt, so
Bravo's pretty bad.
it's bad.
We've got customers that complain about hitting it so hard that they're spilling drinks and other stuff in the airplane.
Can't have that.
It's damage to the airplane too, potentially. So you definitely don't want that.
Well,
Right, any other questions? Karen, please call the roll.
Yes.
Tom? Tim?
Yes,
Bruce?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Then we need a motion on project estimate number 9 for payment to New Tech for the 10-unit T hangar project. Got a motion,
so moved.
Second.
moved in second.
Yes,
You, Paul?
yeah, this is, payment number 9. It incorporates a couple, or change order number 2 too, which are both known items that, we had, talked the gate with, the mayor's office before we did that. And then there's the AEP electrical connection got factored into this. So of those change order deals, is $8,000, $8,562.50 on AEP and only $1,450 on the gate, which is a little less than what we had told the city. So that is reflected in this pay estimate, but the total pay estimate is, $116,249.12. And of that, we are still holding retainage. As Andy reported under his report, there are a few punch list items that we're still working through. One of them are some screws that didn't seal right on the roof install. So they've addressed those. We're waiting to make sure that it actually is addressed well and so forth. But we're holding $86,639.53. So that's quite a bit more than any of the punch list, the value of any of the punch list items at this time. So that's where we're at. So assuming that all the punch list gets resolved, and hopefully next month we'll have a request for retainage release. But for right now, this is number 9 at 116,249 12.
Paul, this is the last major construction invoice.
The major last, yeah, next to the retainage release. So there'll be a retainage release for that 86,000 down the road. Maybe in a month if they satisfy all the punch list items, maybe 2 if they don't. Yeah.
Questions for Paul?
Is the contractor required to have a bond on file with us for workmanship?
Yep, they have a payment bond and a performance bond, and then there's a 1-year warranty on the project, so. The payment bonds get released once they sign a certificate that says they've paid all their subcontractors and there's no outstanding materials costs. We'll release that on the payment bond. The performance bond gets held until the 1-year warranty expires. And so if in the event that they don't satisfy a warranty issue and that performance bond is in the amount of 100% of the project.
Okay.
So
Including change orders or pre-change order?
it's pre-change order amount.
Okay.
Yeah, the change order, they don't have to modify the bond for the change orders, but it's a $1.7 million bond.
Okay.
So it should cover anything.
And is 1 year standard in aviation or? this
That's
type of
all
work?
that the FAA, so this was partially funded, not 100% funded, but partially funded by the FAA. That's all the FAA will allow.
Okay.
Because they don't want to pay for warranties beyond 1 year.
And Tim, this was a federal, state, local share. So. And it's BFNS are our grant administrators for all our federal and state funding, so it's, Davis Bacon, all that had to be observed, like, like your federal dollars you guys receive for their public works, same way.
Yeah. Okay.
If there are no further questions, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
I forgot what we were voting for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New
yes.
tech construction.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Motion carries. We need a motion to approve the BFNS professional service agreement for runway 27 approach protection.
So moved.
Second. Second. This Paul or Andy?
Well, it can be both of us.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Paul and I met with the mayor's office and discussed this this is an unusual grant request for us because there's a number of things that need to be done before one can even apply for the grant. So we did write a memo to the city council requesting appropriation for BFNS professional service agreement, which I think was $168,000 and maybe $168,000 and some change, maybe, right?
Yeah, 168,300.
Okay.
Yep.
And so that will go to first reading, the common council, the next meeting, and then second, third reading the following. But Kevin and I have been working closely with Paul and the mayor's office on sequencing of all these different events that need to happen prior to being able to make that official grant request. Without going into all the details about it. We're on track. Get that pretty important, that we get control of these easements and be able to take care of those trees and things that are on the poking up into the approach surface from runway 27. We've known about them, for a number of years and just thankful that the FAA has come to their attention and they're seeing it as important enough to be able to provide us funding to get it done. So anxious to get going on it. Anything, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, it's, as Andy pointed out, this is a lot of advanced work because of the way the FAA reimburses land. So 36,750 of it is BFS. The balance is all subcontractors for appraisals, review appraisals, title search records, recording fees and then legal. There's a whole lot of legal, that goes into the land acquisition process. The way those work is those are reimbursable expenses. So if the numbers come in slightly under, you won't use all of that. So, the FA portion, the 36,750 is pretty sure we'll use that because, that process is pretty nailed down. But the appraisals, that might vary a little bit, but this is based off of estimates from each of those subcontractors that have provided us numbers, and then we've talked to the city about that. So that it is estimated, but that's what we're gonna ask for an appropriation. We think it's a conservative estimate to cover all those. So, and the reason we gotta do all that in advance is because the FAA won't consider a grant for the actual land until they have signed purchase agreements. We don't have to have closing on the property, but we have to have an agreement on price, and a closing date in mind before we can schedule the grant. Then you can time it so that your FAA grant dollars will come prior to closing. But basically, they don't want to tie up grant dollars in a lengthy eminent domain or a nasty purchase order negotiation. So
We're anticipating the eminent domain.
Yeah.
But
but that's why they require you to have a signed purchase agreement in advance of the grant. So that's that. Sorry, Tom.
that's part of my presentation was all those other details.
Okay, Tim, start listing your questions.
All right, so this is for easement acquisition.
Yes.
In the state of Indiana, you don't have to pay to record public easement documents, so are we gonna seek reimbursement or ask the county to waive those recording fees that the state allows? Or is it different because it's an FAA easement or it's not a public right of way?
We've always.
Yeah, but
It's a navigational easement.
It's a navigation easement. So.
It's not a
Whatever that
surface,
is.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's estimated at $900. So if we don't have to do it, we can ask for it to be waived. I don't think we've ever had them waived before, but we can ask, and certainly that's down in the reimbursable expenses. So if you don't incur that expense, it won't be billed. It's just a pass through. There's no markup or anything. But it is, I mean, technically, I would think one could argue it's like a road right away. It's similar. It's just in the air.
That's it, Tom. Floor's yours.
Any other questions? Mr. Shaw, any questions?
No.
Mr. Trinder says no as well. All right, if there are no further questions, Aaron, please call the roll.
Tim,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Tom,
Absolutely.
Doug.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be privilege of the floor. Anything, Ryan?
Just appreciate everybody's help with getting the hangar project underway, so. Should be flooring the floor, Monday,
Should be what?
pouring our floor Monday.
Okay.
There's nothing further. Entertain motion to adjourn. Aaron,
Thanks, everybody.
thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Sorry to talk so much.
Yeah.